Great to have you back. Now, positions on both sides of the National Water Resources Bill in Nigeria seem to be hardening, while the sponsors and promoters of the bill in the National Assembly continue to talk about its inherent benefits. Opposition to it has been mounting, especially among ethnic nationality groups and associations. Joining us now to talk about this controversial water resources bill is the pioneer president of the Ijaw Youth Council, Dr. Felix Tuodolo. Good afternoon, and thank you for coming on Newsday.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Let me begin by asking you, what is your position and your group's position on this water resources bill? What do you have against the bill?
Yeah, well, the water resources bill, as it is, it's a suspect to the people of the Ijaw land and the Niger Delta generally. In Nigeria, we have that series and numerous acts and decrees, parliamentary acts and military laws enacted. Unfortunately, despite the couching of such laws to the benefit of the whole of Nigeria, we agree we are all Nigerians, it has been lopsidedly implemented. There are those laws that are specifically for the Niger Delta, because oil has not been found in so many other parts of the country. The Petroleum Act that deprives the people of the Niger Delta from benefiting specifically properly from the Petroleum Act. That is an issue we, the people, are tackling till today. Then there's also the Land Use Act that says the land does not belong to any of us. Our ancestors' lands that were betrothed to us by our fathers. It does not belong to us. But in the north, it still belongs to them. In some other parts of the country, it still belongs to them. So it's lopsidedly implemented. Even when it comes to resources that is in Nigeria, the Petroleum Act, while depriving the people of the Niger Delta, the Ijaw people, from having access or having good participation in it, there is also the Solid Mineral Act in Nigeria. That's the other minerals in Nigeria, gives more impetus, gives more rights to the indigenous people. People are mining gold, diamond, tin, and all other things in this country. And they pay tax to the country. They pay tax to the federal government. Those are the simple things we are talking about. Why can't the Niger Delta people be allowed to do the same thing and pay tax to the federal government? Now there is a water resources law that we, the Niger Delta people, especially Ijaws, depend largely on. You know.
All right. Felix, the argument in some quarters is that in spite of Nigeria having so many rivers across the land, that there is still scarcity of water, and the fact is that there's been no regulation concerning management of water, and this bill intends to address just that.
No, what I am saying is, there have been so many laws that have not been implemented effectively. It has been implemented lopsidedly to the disadvantage of one other part of some parts of the country. And most of these laws are lopsidedly implemented against the Niger Delta people, against the Ijaw people. So the laws are there. Already the Land Use Act talks of resources. Water is somehow, they say, is on top of land if you go deep down. So the laws are already there. These are just numerous laws that are giving more impetus on affecting the Niger Delta people, affecting us negatively.
Well, this is not just... We are not... Felix, this is not about Niger Delta now. This is about the entire nation. Is it really a question of the law or a question of trust that is causing this, evoking all these emotions from both sides of the divide?
Okay. What I am majorly saying is an issue of trust. As I've talked of lopsided implementation of existing laws. The Land Use Act is there. How is it implemented? How is it effected? It's for the Niger Delta. We don't. The law, it states clearly. I mean, when it's being implemented, we don't have any say. Anytime the government decides this is my land, the government takes it. It's trust and implementation. Well, when we talk of implementation, we are talking of trust too. The laws are there, but they are lopsidedly implemented. So, and that implementation affects the Niger Delta people more than any other part of the world. The Land Use Act is for the whole of the country. But look at how it is implemented. While the leaders in the north, the emirs, the sultans, and all others have access to their land, have access to the land of the people. It's not same for the same kind of traditional rulers down here in the Niger Delta and some other parts of the country. The Petroleum Act is there, depriving the Niger Delta people totally of any right to mineral.
Okay.
While we have the solid mineral acts that allows people access to their resources up north and in other parts of the country. So it's an issue that is lopsided implementation of existing laws. So we don't trust this law, because anyhow you couch it, anyhow you do it, you are going to implement it in a way that will be of disadvantage to the people of the Niger Delta.
Well, Dr. Felix, the federal government says there's no going back on this law. It also says that those who are criticizing it are speaking from a position of ignorance, that they do not know much or anything about this law. As it says, it's the amalgamation of already existing water resources law, as we have in Nigeria, 4 of them. And this is just putting all of them together to become the Water Resources Bill or law for the country. You talked about the Land Use Act, and the state governors, as we know, the state governments do have control of the Land Use Act. They have said our attorney generals will look at this bill and come up with a position. Do you think that the state governments are doing enough to challenge this law? And what would you do in pushing further your concerns or decisions against this law, as the federal government insists we're not going back?
As a people, we will not do things that will be detrimental to the whole of the country. But I want to put it clearly that the Petroleum Act is there, the Land Act is there, the Solid Mineral Act is also there. There are so many laws that are there. But since they came into existence, because we are a minority people, the system is lopsided against our say. Only Kano State has 44 House of Representative members. That is enough to tackle that of Bayelsa and Rivers State added together. The House of, and even Delta State. I don't think you add the 3 of them together, you will get 44. So only Kano State can withstand 3 strong Niger Delta states. And so the existing structure is even still against the Niger Delta people. And the major thing we are saying is restructuring. Those laws have been there, they are there, and we are till today saying that they are detrimental to us and they should be repealed. And that this country should be restructured. If this country is restructured, where every ethnic group have a major say, every ethnic group can decide what happens to them, and then support the center, we will be much happier. So we as a people, we will continue our struggle for restructuring. We want this country restructured so that we can make this country better and greater than it is today. And according to some political parties, we can take it to the next level.
All right, Felix, it will now be a question of what your organization is doing, talking to the legislators, because they're the people who will eventually invariably decide whether this law goes through or not. But thank you so much, Felix Tuodolo, on speaking on water resources.